The sun was already high when a tired single father spread a thin picnic blanket on the green grass of a public park in Austin, Texas, unaware that the quiet spot he had chosen would soon place him at the center of an unbelievable moment. He had come only to give his daughter one peaceful afternoon, yet fate had other plans waiting just a few steps away. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of ordinary people, take a moment now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, because stories like this remind us that grace often appears when we least expect it. His name was Andrew Collins, a 36-year-old warehouse supervisor who had been raising his 7-year-old daughter, Sophie, alone since his wife passed away 2 years earlier. Life had become a careful balancing act of early mornings, late shifts, and constant exhaustion. Money was always tight, and time felt even scarcer. Andrew carried guilt everywhere he went, guilt that Sophie's childhood was shaped by his tired eyes and missed moments. That Saturday picnic was his small promise to do better, even if just for a few hours. The park was unusually quiet, with a section cordoned off by small signs Andrew didn't notice. Sophie laughed as she chased butterflies, her joy uncomplicated and bright, while Andrew unpacked sandwiches and apple slices. For the first time in weeks, he felt something close to peace. The grass was soft, the sky clear, and his daughter's laughter cut through the weight he carried daily. What Andrew didn't know was that the spot they had chosen was reserved for a high-profile charity event, one meant for a billionaire donor arriving later that afternoon. Soon, the stillness shifted. Park staff began whispering, security personnel appeared, and tension slowly crept into the air. Andrew sensed eyes on him and felt the familiar tightening in his chest, the feeling that he was somehow in the wrong place, again. His instinct was to pack up quickly and leave, the way he had learned to do whenever he felt out of place in a world that always seemed to demand more than he could give. As he gathered their things, Sophie tugged at his sleeve, confused and disappointed. Andrew hesitated, torn between protecting his daughter from embarrassment and standing his ground for once. That internal struggle mirrored his entire life since becoming a single father, constantly choosing between retreat and resilience. Moments later, a black vehicle pulled up nearby, drawing attention without spectacle. The man who stepped out was William Harper, a 52-year-old tech entrepreneur known for his wealth and philanthropy. He had come to the park to quietly observe the charity event he funded, not expecting anything unusual. Yet his eyes were drawn to Andrew and Sophie, the small picnic that didn't belong to the carefully arranged setup. William paused, watching the interaction from a distance. He saw Andrew's worn shoes, the way he knelt to reassure his daughter, and the gentle patience in his movements. Something about the scene unsettled him in a way business meetings never did. This was not entitlement or disrespect, it was a father trying to give his child a moment of joy. Instead of demanding the space be cleared, William made a decision that surprised everyone around him. He approached slowly, without urgency or authority, choosing curiosity over control. The reserved spot suddenly felt less important than the lesson unfolding before him. The afternoon shifted in tone. What began as tension softened into connection. Andrew learned that the man before him was the very person the space had been reserved for, and embarrassment flushed through him. But there was no anger waiting there, only understanding. William listened as Andrew shared fragments of his life, not as a plea for sympathy, but as a quiet explanation of circumstance. That unexpected encounter grew into something meaningful. William saw in Andrew the kind of strength that never made headlines, the kind forged in sacrifice and love. He realized that generosity was not just about writing checks, but about recognizing dignity in everyday struggle. By the end of the afternoon, Sophie was laughing freely again, unaware of the shift that had just taken place in her father's life. William offered Andrew support in ways that preserved his pride, connecting him with better opportunities and ensuring that help felt like partnership, not charity. Andrew left the park that day with more than a full heart. He left with hope, something he had nearly forgotten how to hold. In the weeks that followed, life didn't magically become perfect, but it became lighter. Andrew found stability, Sophie found more laughter, and William found a renewed sense of purpose beyond wealth. A simple picnic on the wrong patch of grass had rewritten all their stories. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and engage with this video. Your support helps spread messages of compassion and humanity to people who may need them today. Before this story ends, I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below and tell us what this moment meant to you, because your words might encourage someone who feels unseen right now. That day, a single father and his daughter sat where they weren't supposed to, and in doing so, reminded everyone watching that kindness doesn't recognize reserved signs, bank accounts, or status. It recognizes people,